This is the Emergency Medical Minute, sponsored by Mile High Ambulance. The Emergency Medical Minute is excited to announce that we are now offering AMA PRA Category 1 credits. This is accessible through our online course modules that can be accessed at www.emergencymedicalminute.org/CME-courses, or simply by clicking on the link in our show notes and creating an account.
All right, well, good morning, everybody. So I know we all go through the prompts on our Meditech sometimes, all the warnings that we get, and one of the more common warnings that we get is prescribing or giving antibiotics, specifically cephalosporins, people with penicillin allergies. Pops up almost all the time, and almost all the time we say it's either not a real allergy or it's very minor, shouldn't be a crossover, and we go ahead and give the antibiotics anyway. So I think it's one of those messages that probably we get fatigue of. The background of that is that I think a lot of people talk about this, that first of all, penicillin allergies are frequently not real allergies. A lot of people say, when I was a baby, or my aunt had a penicillin allergy, so my uncle told me never to take it, things like that. And most people who have a penicillin allergy, even if they have a real one, there's very little chance of them having a true reaction to cephalosporins. So an interesting study got done in the Kaiser system in California, where half of basically, I think, Northern California got rid of those prompts. They just said, they're meaningless, we're gonna get rid of these prompts. And in Southern California, they kept them, and they wanted to see what happened. And they had a ton of patients that got antibiotics. They looked at 4 million patients who got like 10 million prescriptions for cephalosporins. And in the area where they got rid of the prompts, the percentage of people that got cephalosporins who had penicillin allergies listed went up from 20 to 27%. So a lot more people got it. The areas that, kept the prompts, there was no change, 15 to 16%. Were there any problems? Not really. There were 9 cases of anaphylaxis out of 10 million prescriptions altogether, and there was no difference in the area whether they had the prompt or not. There was no difference in mortality. There were no new allergies found, and one of the goals was to reduce the use of antibiotics that weren't ideal, things like quinolones and clindamycin that have a lot more side effects, diarrhea. Those went down significantly. So an interesting kind of study where they just kind of said, we're going to get rid of this prompt. It doesn't mean anything. I think it was kind of a brave thing to do. So if anybody who designs our Meditech prompts is out there listening, maybe it's something we could consider getting rid of one extra prompt. All right, thank you, everybody.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Health One Continental Division, and Swedish Medical Center for their financial contributions to the EMM. Donations from them and listeners like you make it possible for us to fulfill our mission of producing and spreading free medical education to the masses. If you enjoy our show, please consider making a one-time or recurring donation to help cover our operational costs and keep the EMM awesome. Click on the link in our show notes to make a donation. Thank you for listening.